좀 있으면 저 괴물 새끼는 처음 변하는 거야. 보고 싶어? 이 새끼들 다 쫓아내야 돼.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 instant karma moments in horror.
Oh, come on!
For this list, we're looking at the times characters in scary movies faced the immediate consequences of their actions, even if the punishment doesn't necessarily fit the crime. And of course, there will be spoilers ahead. What's your favorite karmic retribution in a horror film? Sound off in the comments. Number 10. Smash, Crackle, and Pop. Final Destination 2.
If Clear's right about the order, then Nora and Tim are going to be attacked by pigeons.
I'm not following you.
Like, they're next on Death's list. If we don't find them, they're going to die.
After avoiding a fatal car crash, Tim decides to spend his new lease on life being your typical careless teenager. While leaving the dentist's office and still under the influence of some laughing gas, he dumbfoundedly decides to run through a flock of birds.
What did he say about your tooth? Did he say he's like
I can't remember.
what?
The act ends up putting him right in the way of a falling window pane. Let's just say he ends up a rather messy pancake, and that is putting it lightly. Sure, he was marked for death no matter what, but he didn't exactly help his own cause. Number 9. Not so urban legend. Trick or treat. Whether they like it or not, these teens were held to the golden rule, or at least an excessive version of it. They weren't content taunting Rhonda with an urban legend about killer kids. They went all the way to make her experience it.
Rhonda, calm down. It was all just a trick. Look, none of this is real. It was just a trick. A bad joke.
I'd say it was a pretty good one.
But irony was apparently on the agenda for the night, since the pranksters soon found themselves on the other end of the hunting knife. Except their assailants aren't in costumes. They're the real deal.
Rhonda, open the gate!
It is no treat. And it's no trick. It is just a bloodbath soaked in satire. That's why, as a general rule of thumb, messing with undead children is usually frowned upon. Number 8. A killer role. Scream 3. Angelina may not technically be the final girl, but she does play one in the in-universe Stab 3.
Sorry! Jennifer Gale, look, I found a secret passage. Roman's dead. What?
Unfortunately, her role ends up on the cutting room floor. Literally. She's definitely no Sydney, and proves as much when she admits to sleeping with the director to get the part.
To get a leading role just to die here with second-rate celebrities like you two!
Then somehow Angelina thinks it's everyone else's fault that she's now in a mansion with a bloodthirsty killer. When she goes off on her own, she ends up running right into the arms of a certain masked assailant.
You guys should get out too! It's crazy to still be here!
Evidently, Ghostface is quite the strict director. Once he cut, Angelina never got a second take. Number 7. Human Sushi. Piranha 3D. Nothing sinks empathy quicker than a stereotypical horror movie jock's will to live.
Kelly! Baby! What happened to, hanging with us today? Is that your boyfriend or something?
No, he's just some guy from school. Someone who says he has backstage passes when he actually doesn't. Have a good day, Todd.
Come on, Kelly!
Todd seemingly has no qualms motorboating through a soup of human remains as long as he gets to safety. But because of his lack of humanity, it's not the piranhas that end up sealing his fate. When a girl's hair gets stuck in the propeller, the frenzied swimmers end up capsizing the boat. No one gets to live, least of all Todd. The piranhas gobble him up faster than fish food, but the blood of everyone else is partially on his hands, or at least what's left of them. Number 6. Runaway Train. Train to Busan. The only things scarier than the zombies are these selfish passengers. They outright refuse to help Suk-woo and the others, even though their group includes women, children, and the elderly. When Suk-woo breaks into the front train car, the passengers sheltered there quarantine him and the others in a completely different car. But by locking the door so tightly, the rude train-goers are left with nowhere to go when one of their own decides they're better off dead. And honestly, it's hard to blame her.
고생 많았다, 언니. 저도 내 손을 막아!
As bad as it sounds, there is some sweet vindication in watching those who denied Seok-woo help now begging for it themselves. Number 5, And Then There Were None, Cabin Fever. If this were a different kind of film, Jeff's survivability would almost be impressive. When the bodies start rising, he pieces out with a couple of beers and isn't seen again until the end of the film.
Jeff! Stop! Stop! I don't want to get sick. I don't want any of us getting sick.
By then, most of his friends are 6 feet deep, or wish they were. So naturally, he celebrates his own survival by dancing on their graves.
My God. Oh, I made it. I made it.
His glee doesn't last long, though. Jeff soon becomes intimately acquainted with a policeman's bullets, fired by local cops under strict orders to shoot any who are infected. It seems that hiding out didn't buy him that much more time after all.
You got rid of that other one, right?
Hey, I think there's another one in the basement.
Number 4, Deathstroke, Let Me In.
You stay underwater for 3 minutes. If you can do it, I'll just give you a little nick.
With Owen moments away from getting drowned by his tormentors, the water was just right for some good old-fashioned payback. But Owen didn't have to hold his breath very long before Abby doled out the bloody retribution.
Dude, come on.
I said shut up!
We only see parts of the kids' bodies getting tossed around, but their muffled cries are horrifying enough to convince us it was plenty gruesome. Especially since most of it happens before Owen even comes up for air. The jerk's dismemberment sends a loud and clear message. Before picking on a kid, make sure they don't have a vampire best friend. Number 3, More Bite Than Bark, Snakes on a Plane. All's fair in love, war, and snakes, but even so, animals are totally off limits. At least the furry kind. After the slimy titular reptiles start slithering down the aisles of a plane, the despicable Paul decides to use a dog as a diversion. It isn't even his own. He just rips it out of a woman's hand and chucks it without hesitation. The only mercy is that the Chihuahua's death was quick. So quick, in fact, that the boa constrictor still had time to catch up with Paul.
You would have done exactly the same thing!
The snake pins him down, takes a bite out of his head, and delivers worthy justice for man's best friend. Number 2, A Marital Squabble, Saw 3.
You do is no different than murder. You torture people. You watch them die. But now you're begging me not to kill this worthless bitch on the grounds of some game?
Jigsaw has a penchant for terrifying games of morality, but it's still a shock to see his own protege put to the test in this twist ending. Amanda denies her master's philosophies by shooting Lynn, but she fails to realize that the doctor's husband Jeff is right behind her. Before Amanda can even apologize, Jeff ensures she meets the exact same fate as his wife.
You just murdered Jeff's wife.
Apparently, bullets do fly faster than words. In a way, the immediate comeuppance fits Jigsaw's warped sense of justice perfectly.
Game over.
Although, given everything else Amanda did, death by bullet wound might be getting off easy. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, No Space for Greed, Aliens. There's something deeply poetic about the fact that Carter Burke died by the same creatures he tried to profit off of.
This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion.
Despite the constant warnings, he refused to allow the extermination of the aliens. Naturally, it leads to a full-on attack by the xenomorphs. Not that Burke shows any remorse for it, though. The final straw comes when he locks the others in the operations center, presumably signing their death warrant in order to fatten his wallet. But in a moment that's worth a round of applause, he then finds himself face to face with the very xenomorphs he let live. The death isn't pretty, but it sure is a joy to behold. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.